Hey guys, I hope you had a great day yesterday. It looked like a lot of you understood the assignment really well, so that makes me very pleased. This will probably be another short video because coordinate grids and understanding coordinates is fairly simple, and I think you guys are getting it. So there's just a few things that I want to show you on your assignment today and kind of explain those things. Okay, so the first one is you're going to use this information to answer parts A and B. Each unit represents 1 mile. So every time you move to another perpendicular line, or where it intersects, that's 1 mile. So it says the parking lot is located at 4-6. So plot the parking lot on the coordinate grid. So remember, we walk over to climb the tree. So we're going to walk over to the right 4 and climb the tree to 6. Now you can see that this is highlighted right there. Make sure that you've got the point highlighted, and then you're going to go walk over 4, go up 6. Okay, and plot that point. So then it says, explain how you plotted the point. Well, from the origin, remember the origin, 0, 0. 4, 6 is blank units to the, so we're going to say 4 units to the right and 6 units up. Okay, and you can check that. We got it correct. You can check that. We got it correct. Okay. So same thing, is the parking lot closer to the cabin or the lake? Okay, so all you need to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we don't count the parking lot dot, we count the first one past it. So then on this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's how you count how many spaces are between. All right. Okay, another one. Plot the points. 5, 9. Remember, we walk over to the right before we climb the tree. Same with 6, 4. See how this is so awesome and easy? Oh, now here's our x-axis, and it's a 0. So do we go anywhere to the right? We don't. We stay at 0, and then we move up 6. Okay. So all these questions where you're plotting the answers. All right, so here is the second part of this lesson, is finding the distance between the pair of points, okay? So we've got the points 2 and 8 and 5 and 8, okay? So I'm going to move over to my document camera. I've got a grid where I can go over 2, up 8. So I'm going to plot that right there, okay? Go over 5, up 8. Now, look at the distance, because this 8 and this 8 is in the same spot, then that means we're on the same X or Y intercept, okay? So really, the only distance is 1, 2, 3. So our distance equals 3. Well, can you see a pattern anywhere to find that 3? Does anyone see it? Okay. So I know that 8 and 8 is going to be in the exact same spot. We don't have to go up or down or left or right anywhere. Okay. So I know what's the distance between 2 and 5? Well, all I need to do is say 5 minus 2 equals 3. And I can even say 8 minus 8 equals 0. So I don't even have to add that up to find that out. So I know my distance is 3 units. Okay. So let me go to the next one, because this is another one that we have 6 and 0 and 6 and 6. Okay, so here again, I'm going to plot them. I go over 6, and do I go up? I don't go up any, so there's my first point. But then on this one, I go over 6, up 6. But you can see I'm on the same line. So the only thing I have to do is figure out between these 2 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my distance is 6. Okay, do you see the pattern anywhere in there? Okay, 6 minus 6 is 0. So we're not doing any distance. We're not moving at all. 6 minus 0 equals 6. So we know the distance is 6. Okay, do you see that pattern? So I can even show you the distance is 6 units. We check it. Voila. Hooray. Okay, so if we look at this one, at this point, I don't even have to plot it out, right? Because in the x, my x's are the same, 3 and 3. So I know I don't move any distance between them because they're on the same x-axis. It's the 3 and the 7 that are on different axes. So all I have to do is say, what is 7 minus 3? Well, 7 minus 3 is 4. So I know the distance is 4 units. Ta-da! Okay, so this one's a little tricky. So I'm going to do this one with you because it was a little tricky. There's another one that's pretty tricky too. Okay, so it says, Jody says the distance between points 5 and 2 and 5 and 6 is 0 units. Is Jody correct? Well, right now we know that our x-axis is the same. So 5 minus 5 is 0. And our y-axis is 6 and 2. Well, 6 minus 2 is 4. So we know that they're 4 units apart, not 0 units apart. So is Jody correct? She is not correct. Okay. She took the, did we add? Do we add or do we subtract? We subtract. So what's our word for subtraction? She took the difference between the y coordinates, because that's what we're subtracting, right? Instead of the x coordinates. So she was looking at the x coordinates instead of the y coordinates, okay? So the correct distance is, well, what did we say the distance was? The distance was 4. So that one was a little bit tricky. Oh, look at that. I did it wrong. Oh boy. So if you're seeing that, the x coordinates instead of the y coordinates, let's check that. Oh, there it is. Whew. See, don't make that mistake. I told you it was a little tricky. Okay, again, what is the distance between these points? You should by now know how to find the distance between those 2 points. Okay, enter the correct number in the boxes. What is point C? So you need to tell me the ordered pair for point C. Okay, again, plot point F, 10 and 4, pretty simple. Okay, this is the other one that was kind of tricky. Okay, it says, select all, there's that word, all, that probably tells us that there's more than one answer. All the statements that are true about point D. Okay, so here's point D. So first off, I can tell you what the ordered pair is, right? The ordered pair is we go over 1, up 5. So I know right there the ordered pair is 1 and 5. Okay, so let's go through this. Is it 5 units from the y-axis? Is it 5 units over here? It is not. And 1 unit from the x? That's not true. Is it an ordered pair 5 and 1? Nope, that would be right there. Okay. It is 1 unit right and 5 units up from the origin. So 1 unit right and 5 units up from the origin. Is that true? That is true. It is 1 unit from the y-axis and 5 units from the x-axis. So is it 1 unit from the y, it's 1 over, and 5 up from the x? Let me look at this one again because I'm not quite sure if it is 1 unit right, and 5 units up. Yeah. Okay, and then the last one, it is 5 units right and 1 unit up from the origin. Well, that's not true either, right? Okay, cross your fingers, see if we got it correct. Yes, we got it correct. All right, again, what's the distance? You should have learned that. If you don't know how to find the distance by subtracting, then plot it on a coordinate grid and then count how many units over it is. All right, here's some spiral review. We spent the last couple chapters converting, okay? So it's got inches, feet, and inches. So we know that's probably not going to convert equally. So how many inches in a foot? We want to make it to feet, so we're going to divide by 12. Well, 12 times 7 is 84, and 90 minus 84 is 6. So remember, our our quotient up here is the feet. Our remainder is the inches. Same thing with 70 pounds. We're going to divide it by, how many ounces are in a pound? We're going to divide it by 16. Our quotient on the top of our division problem goes here. Our remainder is what's left over in ounces. Okay, then this one, remember, times 10. We're getting larger. Where does our decimal go? 1 to the right. Okay, and then we're multiplying by 10. But remember, we talked about this, that this is 1 divided by 10. So we're really just dividing by 10. So where does our decimal go? It goes to the left. How many times does it go to the left? It goes to the left once. Okay, all right. I hope you guys are all doing good. We'll probably have a Google Meet meeting on Thursdays now, because Fridays are now our field trips. So make sure that you're getting your vocabulary done. I think some of you are forgetting to do your vocabulary. Make sure you're going through and do you hear my kids in the background? Make sure you're going through and checking off each thing that I list for things to do for that day. Some of you are doing really well getting all your math in, but you're not getting your language arts in, or you're getting your language arts in and you're not getting your math in. So make sure that you're checking all of that stuff, and continue looking at PowerSchool, because I try every night to put on grades, current grades, and I try to get the due date on that day so you can go back in Google Classroom and find those assignments in those days. Okay, guys, keep up the good work. We'll get through this. See you later.